All right, it's Ugly Old Goat. Ask Ugly Old Goat anything, guys. I'm excited about this program. I'm really excited about the newsletter. I screwed up again, and you guys all benefited. I want to show you my new shirt. Goat Lady designed this thing. Look at this. Some of you might get some of these in the mail as your swag. And look at the back here.
It's misspelled, but okay.
What, is it misspelled?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah,
What
look
does
at
it say? That's the problem when I get somebody that speaks Spanish to do my news. What does it say?
Ugly old goat.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's the problem when we have somebody, that only speaks Spanish making our wow, this is a collector's piece here.
Misprint.
You know what? I need to call Anise right now and let her know about this.
Yeah, before she started.
Yeah, I don't want her to make any more.
See?
Oh God, this is too much fun, guys. I'm having too much fun doing this. It's not fair. Nobody should have this much fun. All right, I need to call her right now. Oh gosh, this is great. I love it. Oh, she's busy. Hopefully she'll call me back. All right. I can text her. Okay. Oh, I need my coffee too. I really. I am able to teach you guys about trading with these mistakes more than you can look at my successes. You can see what I've taken out of the market. You can look at, the 18 passenger diesel bus that we bought and all that. And you think, oh, I want to follow Ugly, but you can't. There's no way you can. And even if I had a virtual trading site where we had a mirror, it'd be impossible to actually follow what I do. And then why do you want to follow me when I'm wrong so much? You guys can be better traders than me. This thing, look, there's better traders than me. You're probably a better trader than me. You probably made a fortune and lost it all. The only difference between you and me is I don't give it back and you have, or you did, or you will. And that's the problem with all these technical systems. I'm not opposed to technical systems at all, but without money management, they're all completely worthless, completely. And I'm going to move the camera down, so I'm going to try and get this a little more intimate. All right, let's see what we can do. So that's the thing. And so, I'm really glad that I didn't catch this move. Again, I'm busy with these other things. I'm going to be going on vacation in a week or so. And so I'm just going to stay out of the market. But you got to see that, hey, I called the move. I took the risk. I got myself out because I didn't want to give up anything, and went to bed, woke up, market turned around without me. Okay. So hopefully you guys have this tiger by the tail. And if you do, this thing, there's no reason, particularly, we took the wind out of the sails on the Contango. They were trading almost to par. They were trading almost to par for a while. And then when we took out the previous week's low was at 10,300, but then it took out last week's low, I don't know if it was Sunday night or Monday, and that's where you double down. And I was in a little bit too early, which I tend to do. I tend to get in early, and I tend to sell early, which is great. Selling early is fine. Getting in early can sometimes be, give you a little bit of heartache. Well, like it did this time, I didn't have the will or fortitude or intention of I still wanted, if I was up, I would have jumped back in. Sometimes it takes several attempts to get a position on and get it right and then ride with it. You had another chance. After I got stopped out, if I hadn't gone to bed and gotten up and seen what was happening, I probably would have stepped back in. But you know what? I don't need to be the richest man in the cemetery. I'm doing just fine. You guys can see my track record. Now, what I wanted to go through with you is the newsletter that I just sent you is one that you can share. Again, I require when you sign up for the newsletter, they're proprietary. They're for you. You've paid for it. It will undermine everything that I am doing and what you want to accomplish if we give this information out free, because it's worth a lot. And as you guys know, it just is. And I think some of you are waking up to that fact. I mean, again, I've had a few people that, they get buyer's remorse. They get the newsletter and they say, well, this isn't what I expected. I thought I'd get all these signals and I could follow everything you do. No, you get everything I've done. But to get real time, you don't really understand. And it's a dance. I'm going, I can't. And then if I'm doing it, everybody, well, why did he do this? That's what you need to learn. But you don't have to worry about that as long as you have money management on, that's your priority. And I guarantee you, if you've been wrecked, it's because you put technical ahead of money management and ahead of fundamentals. Okay. So now what we've done,
No internet.
oh, no internet.
Crap. I don't know what's wrong.
Okay.
I don't have internet. I don't know. Why? You do. All right, keep going.
Guys, okay, we're showing no internet, so let me know if you are getting this broadcast or not. We're not showing any comments or anything, so I'm just going to sit here and kill time and drink my coffee. I'll talk a little bit and probably repeat it. Oh, I was going to send Eileen a link to this and forgot. Maybe you can send it to her.
For some reason, there's no internet.
I've been having a problem.
Yeah, something's wrong with it. I really don't know. Hell yeah.
Okay, that's why we need to get I need to get that back up. Wow, no internet. Are you guys?
Well, you have internet. I'm pretty sure you're still alive. Otherwise,
Oh, I am. Well, how can I see the comments here?
hold on.
Because
See if I can do that.
I'm looking at another computer screen for comments. It's not getting internet, so hopefully that's why I've stopped broadcasting. But if I'm on, let me. Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, you're on.
All right, so we are live.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't see the comments, guys, but apparently we are live.
There you go, right here.
Okay, good. All right, guys. So we have some kind of a glitch on another computer because we have the studio set up basically for me to make it easy for me because I'm not very technically savvy
Yeah.
and I'm pretty well blind and
Okay,
deaf.
I think we're back with that.
Okay, all right.
So you're good.
All right. But guys, what the newsletter that I sent, the last one, I thought it was so important. I put all of the plugs so you can forward it on to people, that are interested in Bitcoin. Again, most people, they need to get a huddle. The newsletter is beyond them until they get a huddle. And other people, it's an expensive newsletter. But I know it's well worth it. And so, but I did offer a free sample, and I also tweeted it out that people that you can retweet with your link and have people contact you and send them that newsletter to their email, because that's the only way that you can do. I can't. I mean, I guess I could have tweeted it out somehow and put it on Twitter, and maybe if you can figure out a way to do that, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you can share it however you want to. I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I really want you guys to get the affiliate for it because, you've seen what the best credibility I have is you guys. I know, I need to start keeping track of the testimonials. I know that since you've gotten your subscription, you've told me, wow, my entire trading's completely changed. And it's a completely different concept. And you guys, if you've gotten wrecked since you've subscribed to my newsletter, you still don't get it. You just don't. And because if you follow what I'm teaching you, you'll never get wrecked, ever.
Okay.
If you did, it's because you screwed up.
You start from.
Okay.
Down.
All right. So what is the plan if we break the 2-week lows? Well, you want to be out well before it does that. Right now, I wouldn't be worried about that at all. To me, this thing, it did exactly what it should have done if you're in a explosive bull market. So again, the only thing that I'd be a little bit demanding, we need to close above, have a new high close on a weekly basis. That was outlined in the newsletter. I forgot the exact point. I think it was 11 something, but it looks like it's going to close above there. I mean, this thing's just, you got to remember the fundamentals that's going on here is something that's we've never seen before. And so it's going to, this market is like no one's ever seen before. And that's what Bitcoin's about. And I've always known that. And that's why you got to be able to do this dance. You just got to be able to adjust. And that's why I haven't discounted. Now the market can go down below 3,000. It couldn't when it was at 3,500, but it can now. Do I think it is now? No. It could, but not till it goes probably to contract highs 20,000 again. Then we could. The problem that we've got now is we've got Vitalik's Buterin's exit. Now we pronounce that with a weak wrist, a weak wrist, and a lisp, and that's in honor of Vitalik Buterin, who has brought us all the shit coins. And it's all these people that have shit coins are now going to exit. And it's kind of like, this is Vitalik Buterin. He's kind of like a little butterfly. And so you got a whole lot of people that put not just their life savings into this crap, but they also have spent a good part of their life developing shit coins. And, it's going to be devastating for them when they realize, hey, this isn't anything. This is not the standard. The standard is Bitcoin, and the competition is going to be on the Bitcoin standard. This is what we've been telling you about. Nobody's believed it. Everybody thinks, they can create a better Bitcoin, that all the little bells and whistles will make it better. Well, yeah, they have bells and whistles, but that's not what makes Bitcoin the standard. Bitcoin is a standard because it's the largest chain with the proof of work. It's the secure thing. It's the thing. You look. The other thing that's in the card somewhere down the line is the hammer's coming down. It's going to come down. And it can come down on all of these altcoins, all the crypto world. Again, I am a Bitcoin standard bearer. Do not call me a part of the crypto world. I'm not part of the crypto world. And in fact, I completely dissociated myself from it. I'm a Bitcoin standard bearer, and that's where I make my bed. So. And I linked some articles where you get a deeper understanding of where I'm coming from on that. But all of these altcoins are vulnerable because they are centrally located. Okay, now Bitcoin can't be touched, but those of us who own Bitcoin, promote Bitcoin, and particularly me, because I'm somewhat public figure. I've got an FBI file that fills this room up to the ceiling. So I can be a target. I could be, thrown in jail, killed where? I don't know. Who knows? I'm not worried about it. I've had a full life, and plus my faith is and my hope is not in this world, but in the next. So, ugly old goat. That's really, I got it. Bad enough being ugly old goat. Damn, ugly old goat. Oh, geez. Anyway, so this is what lies ahead. I'm going to be writing future articles about how Bitcoin is the new America, And I discussed briefly with Tone when I was on his newsletter, because he's excited about the stock market. And yeah, it looks like it can go exponential. But you got to remember, hey, this is unique times we live in, okay? We've got a tsunami of fiat currency out there that's got to be disposed of one way or another. It's got to go. And so that stock market can go way up there. But we also have another real big problem, and that is we are not the America we used to be. And we have a very strong movement now throughout the world, and especially in the United States, of confiscating people's assets. So I'm not going to be surprised. In fact, I say it's probably more likely than not that one of these days, and I doubt it will be under Trump, but you never know, where there's going to be a confiscation of savings. And when I mentioned that to Tony, he says, wow, if they confiscate even $1 of people's savings, in these IRAs and whatever the different systems that they've set up, government programs, he says Bitcoin's going to go 10 times in value within a week, and so it'll easily go to $100 to $500,000, which I agree. And we're going to be, there's two things that are going to happen here. We're going to be the trendsetters and the new culture makers. Some of us will probably get persecuted, and hopefully we'll be decentralized enough that we watch each other's back. It's kind of like, this is the new America. This is the new revolution. And we don't know exactly which way it's going to take. But I guarantee you that's in the cards. But the positive thing is, we are going to have the wealth. We may not be able to escape the tyranny, but our wealth will, which also helps you buy your way out of the tyranny. It's, it's going to be a fascinating and a game. Now, some people take the approach of total privacy because they don't want to be in that game. Well, I'm a little bit different because, you know what, I'll stick my neck out. I've already, I got, if I go tomorrow, I'm ready. Okay. I don't need this. I'm not doing this to line my pockets. I'm doing this because I really enjoy it. I've never had more fun, as much fun as I'm having now. And every step that I'm going, I'm just getting, it's more and more fun. I enjoy writing this newsletter for you guys. I'm enjoying the Medium articles. I'm enjoying being silly and, doing the goat dance and spelling things wrong. Okay, I'm still short from 11,200, and I've been trimming my position. All right. That's good, Freddie. Well, that's fine. And, you might be right. You got a winner, stay with it. I would have covered everything down there with that weekly low, because I thought it was just, if I had been short my Ethereum position that I had on, I would have put on a sizable Bitcoin position. I wouldn't even avoid it because I'd had a perfect hedge. I would have picked up at least a Bitcoin or two with that down move. I don't know how much I'd have picked up, but at any rate, and that's the other thing too, guys. I want you to see this, that I've missed moves. I missed two big moves, but my equity didn't get changed. Okay. And you can't let that bother you. And I know it's hard. It's really hard to do that. It's really hard to, be a large trader, get wrecked, and now you got to be a small trader again. But you know what? If you'd done that from the very outset, you wouldn't have had the problem. Okay? All right. So that's what I'm trying to teach. It's never too late for ugly old goats to learn new tricks. Okay. Following Ugly's sound money management principles, I took 50x of what I paid him out of the market already. I feel like I scammed him a little bit. We need to write that one down. I need to get some of these testimonies and put it on the website, because I know that's what's happening. Okay, question. What is the percentage loss you allow on your base equity? That's up to you. And I'm kind of doing it different, because I'm trying to trade that trading account in such a manner that like that's all I have. Okay, it really isn't very much risk for me. I could have very easily stayed with that position today. Okay, but I'm trading so you guys can see what I'm doing. I got out following the rules that I'm teaching you. I lost a little bit. I lost a lot because I didn't catch the move. I lost even more because I didn't catch the previous move. But do you get it? Do you get it? My equity, I didn't have much movement there. I'm waiting till I catch it. And that is, you kind of work, you have to work your way into a trade a lot of times. It's like the guy that's been short from 11,000. Well, he's worked his way. He just doesn't want to give much of it up. And yeah, I mean, I would have been more aggressive turning it around. When you in an uptrend and you take out a previous week's low like that, that's a good time to cover. It just really is. When we went under 10,000, oh, that was a good. But I'd already thought I didn't think we were going under 10,000 again. But that's me. Okay, 0.5 risk in last trade of 4 BC account. Yeah, I at 0.5, and I did that because I liked. I was willing to risk that because it was a pretty good trade. I mean, the basis really narrowed in. In fact, on the sell-offs, they were actually trading at par, and then particularly, I just jumped in too early. If you'd have bought under 10,000, all you had to do was risk that 2-week low, which we never even came close to. Okay, they are more subtle than that. Just okay, yeah, that's true. They could just start taxing. They could just start, but taxing is the same as seizing. I do think we need to look more and more what went on with the gold seizures back in the 30s to see what's coming ahead. And the other thing too, you guys just have to understand, United States, you're not at an advantage of living in the United States. You're just not. I mean, you are, because we want to be in everybody's business and people don't want us in their business. You have situations like BitMEX where if they find out that you're a U.S. citizen or even suspect you are, they're going to close your account because they don't want the United States to have any jurisdiction over what they're doing. And I'm going to be doing a special on that, on why Bitcoin is the new America. And I think BitMEX is a big part of that. It is a new America, and Americans can't participate. Pretty sad. Okay, thanks. That's about a 12.5% loss. But is that his principal? No more than, I mean, the whole thing is, you got to remember, I started that account with 2 Bitcoin, and we've taken out, I don't know, 30 and a half now, and then I still got 4 in there. So it's at 34 and a half. So it's not too shabby. And I really will compare. In fact, I've had other people send me what they're doing, some of the professional traders, and I beat them all, like hands down. Nobody's performed. Now I'm sure there's people that have done, but you got to learn. And I had little or no downturn, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. All of these things, I could have taken more risk and gotten more reward, but that's not what I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach you guys sound money management, sound money principles. This is going to be like, we're going to change the entire culture in the whole world by the examples and the things that we do. And that's why I'm not just hodling Bitcoin. I hodl, but I'm also saving, and that's how I reward myself and my family. And then we get other assets. So I am building other assets that aren't as secure as Bitcoin, but they help the local economy and help me and my goals. The uglyoldgoat.com website, that's my buildup. Okay. All right. Nice shirt. Thank you, Razel. Yeah, look at this shirt. This is the new one. And again, It's got a misspelling on the back, which we just noticed. I'm going to show it off again. The problem we have,
You're a goat.
yeah, I'm a goat. Look at this. It's ugly old goat. And that's the problem we have when we have people that speak Spanish making the t-shirts. So, at any rate, this will be a collector's piece. Okay. How did you figure out? Okay, how did I figure out there was going to be a reversal at 10:30? That was the previous week's lows. Maybe I can pull up a chart and kind of show you how it worked. And then you had the double whammy when you went under the other week's low. So I'll pull up a chart here on Bitcoin Wisdom and show you what I'm looking at, because it's a big factor. Now you can do this for twice, but the third time you want to be careful. Oh, I bet you that. Hope that's her. Maybe that's how you need to see. Hello. Oh no, telemarketer. Oh, no habla español. Telemarketer. All right. So, okay, let me see if I can do a screen share, and we're going to go to Bitcoin Wisdom, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to screen share. I got to do application window, and is this where do I hit this here? Hit this or this?
This one.
Okay, share.
And then just minimize.
Minimize. Okay.
And now you can switch.
All right, now I'm going to go to Bitcoin Wisdom. All right, that's not the right one. I always still have that old one on there. I got to go IO. All right. So let's go look at the weekly. We're going to go to. I got to go to markets.
That's good.
And I'm going to go to markets, and we're going to go to Bitstamp, which is probably the most reliable, and go BTC USD, and we're going to go to the weekly. All right. Here's what was happening, okay? Here was this top, which I did manage. I don't know if I sold this one or one of them I sold and had a nice ride down. When we took out, we're in an uptrend, okay? We're in this uptrend, and I don't know if you see, I don't know how to get an arrow on there. I don't know if this is showing up. We're in this uptrend, and here's the 2-week lows down here, and there's your previous week's low. So here you go. The first time you broke through it, it got a little scary because it went way down there, but you can buy it down here underneath the previous week's low, and you risk the 2-week low. Now, I didn't like this one so much. I bought it and did well on it, but I didn't like it too well because it was very risky. Do you see the amount of risk that was taken in order to get long? Now, we did the same thing here yesterday. I got bullish as soon as it went back down, because a lot of times this will happen. It goes down there and then rallies up and then goes down and tests it again. So when we went down below this, which was 10,300, that was all I was looking for. I didn't think we'd go below the previous week's low, but we did. Here's the week. Here we went on down, and we took out, see this little wick down here? We went through this week's low, but not the 2-week low. Now, this is a very powerful formation. If this thing reverses, and it should, and it has reversed, there's no reason I think it looks to me like Bitcoin's probably going to go quite a bit higher before it goes lower. And, but I'm still not excited about trading a lot, because look down here, look at the small risk, huge rewards. Now you're taking huge risks, and yeah, there's rewards there, but the risk is commensurate. Now here was a decent risk. You could buy it below this red candle yesterday and risk this 2-week low, which was very reasonable. And now you've reversed. Now, if this is a legitimate reversal, we are going to have a new high close before the end of the week. The highest close we've had on this move so far is 11,470. And so I am expecting that if this is a legitimate market, we're going to close above 11,500, perhaps way above it. I mean, we could go something could happen, and this thing. Look, there's panic. Look, I mean, look at this stuff. Look at Ethereum. You got to see what's going on here, guys. Look at this. Boom. Look, this is Ethereum. We are seeing the exit. This is just a disaster, and there's no end in sight to it. And I don't know where the coin market cap is. I guess I can go look and see if I can pull it up. Let's see, coin. Let's see if that pops up. And yeah, see, we're at 66.4%. Hey, we got a long way to go. We're 66.4. Let's see if I can pull up the chart on this. Now, this isn't a very good indicator of coin market, but it's not bad. Look at this thing. Now, we're going to go all the way back up to here. We're going to go up to 85, 90, 95. You got to understand what's going to happen here. The crypto world's going down the tubes. It's going to tank, completely tank. It's going to be exposed for the worthlessness that it is. And it's going to be devastating for a lot of people that were completely misled. And there's gonna be a call for action to, punish the people that have promoted this crap. And of course, it's gonna drag Bitcoin to some degree into it. Now, Bitcoin can't be touched, but those of us who, understand what Bitcoin is about, we've protected ourselves, we will also probably be targets because of these jerks, that were either through ignorance or through dishonesty, we're promoting garbage. And so that's what I see. Okay, do you try to keep us? Yes. That's not a bad idea to keep a position on all the time, but then when you get out of step, just get out of it. It's not a bad to do that and get a feeling for the market. That's not a bad idea at all. Okay, Nick, Nick, talk more about Contango. Nick, I've written a lot of articles about it, and the last one was it's well circulated. It's the most wide read article I've ever written. Let me see if I can find it. It's on Medium. Hey, if you have a problem with Medium and they're making you pay for it, I'll take it off these subscription lists because I don't want anybody paying for my Medium articles. Let's see. See if I can find it. Oh, well, I can go to my Medium account and find it there. Let me just go ugly Medium. Ugly old goat. Medium. All right, there it is. Okay, this is the article, and it was written on this. See, they want me to sign up because I'm not signed on. Anyway, that's the article that right here. For some reason, I'm not. For some reason, I'm not signed up on this computer. We got so many computers, and
Here, go.
yeah, but I don't know how to do that. So
Yeah, just sign in.
I don't know how to sign in. Can I? Okay.
Yeah, look. Yeah. Isn't that it?
No. No, maybe. Oh, okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. This now this read, if I go in here, it's had a huge. If I go in my stats, it just blew everything else away for a long time. Yeah, here we go. That article has had over 5,000 reads, and most of mine get about 1,000 at the most, 1,500, 900. But this one just really took off, and it's probably the best explanation that I've had. Okay, Medium should work fine in private mode.
Freddie.
Yeah, where Okay, so Freddie, the main thing that it's used for is it's a terrible timing mechanism, but it's a fundamental indicator. And the reason it's a fundamental indicator is that the markets are futures markets are made for commercial users, not the speculators. Now, the commercial users want speculators in there because it's the speculators that allow them to hedge their business. And the beautiful thing, okay, let me get out of that. How do I get
Top share.
I just go to the article. I think I should be able to do that. No, that's not it. I don't know how to do it. Where's this article? Okay, there it is. Yeah, so the beautiful thing, and what this article was about is we went to such a wide premium that it really, and it was the spot market. So miners can actually lock in, sell just a small portion of their future operation and lock in a profit for the year. They really don't care what the market's going to do. If it goes to 50,000, they've still locked in because they sold a portion of their, what they're protecting against is a move down to 3,000. Now, the fact that we had such a big contango is, just says, hey, this market's way, way overdone. We need to cool off, which we did. We got to remember back in 2017 in December, the contango went out to between $2,000 and $3,000 on the futures. So it just because it's out 800 doesn't mean it's too wide. It's a terrible, terrible timing mechanism, but it will kind of get you to direction. It'll tell you. It was what made me bullish at 3,500 because we were in backwardization. It's that simple. Now, it was there for a long time and didn't tell you it would, if you just bought it due to backwardization, you still could have got wrecked. So it's just a way that it gave me a good indication to sell some Bitcoin, and we bought the bus. It was good time to be selling. And hey, Bitcoin can go up to 20,000, 100,000. We don't know, particularly with this current situation, because what we're seeing is a flight to safety from these other alts. I mean, these guys they're starting to see the light, and they're starting to panic. And the big boys, like I say, we haven't seen any of the real big traders. I teach you that how do I stop sharing? Okay.
And then go back here.
Okay. Yeah, how I tell you that large traders become small traders. Well, you're going to see that. I mean, there could be. Look, if Roger Ver really believes in his Bcash and he put his money where his mouth is, which I doubt that he did, because I think he's scamming to a degree, maybe to a large degree. But look, Jihan Wu. He got fired out of Bitmain because he had everybody in Bcash, and if at the very least, Roger Ver is losing all credibility with everyone, including the people that have been following him. And at what point do you admit that you're wrong? He's the kind of personality, I don't know if he ever will, but I hope so. But who knows? So that's what lies ahead. So I think this move is primarily that. And like I say, it's going to be devastating because you have a lot of people, they've invested not just their life savings into some of these altcoins or a variety of them. And you got to remember, anybody that's believed in a basket of cryptos, they're getting burned because everything that's not in Bitcoin is just losing against it. And that's what's when people recognize that, then we've set the new basis to develop the Bitcoin standard, and we have to go through this for people to learn these hard lessons. That's my view. Can you make your candles not hollow? I didn't know that I was there. I didn't know that they weren't hollow, but I'll try and work on that. I just do. Okay. Not hearing ugly. Got that. Okay. Now. Okay. It seems like F dump caused Bitcoin to dump. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It will. Can you scroll that down? Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's an ebb and flow type of a thing. And, but you're saying that it's flowing a lot more than it's ebbing. So anyway, that's it. You guys too. That newsletter that I sent out again. Send that to your friends. Feel free to. I tweeted out that there's a free newsletter available. If they contact a member and they, private message you and give them your email, you can send them that sample. You can also send them, I don't mind if you send the link to these private Ask Ugly Anything. I mean, you can do that too if they kind of want to see, what I'm talking about. But I do ask that you only share the newsletters with the ones that I have said it's okay to do that with. We're not going to do it. I want to keep, we got to keep value to the newsletter, but by the same token, people have to see, its value and what's being done here. And you guys are the ones that, you got, and I know a lot of you, when you start, well, I don't know about this, but boy, once it clicks, you say, wow, it's a whole new way of thinking. And more and more of you, are seeing it. And I pray that you guys that, and I know, I think everybody's starting to see it. I just really do. And one of the things that you'll find is what I'm teaching is I also is completely open to the technical traders and advisors that are out there because they have a tendency to get it wrong. There's very, very few that really incorporate money management correctly. And the ones that do, people don't understand. That is why I have such a high regard for both Tone Vays and Tyler Jenks, because I know, regardless of what you think of their systems, that's not the important thing. I know that both of them have a fundamental knowledge and practice of sound money management. And it is the key to success. I mean, it just makes me sick the way, people are treating Tyler Jenks, but they don't get it. He's not the gunslinger like I am. I'm not, he's not the guy, that's owned Bitcoin. He's a fund manager, and the only way he could buy Bitcoin for his fund was through GBTC. And he did it. He bought it right and he sold it right. And he bought it again right. But he didn't catch the bottom. Boy, you don't have to. It's not really not that important. You're catching the big trends. And he's only made, to my knowledge, 2 trades. He bought it, it broke out and sold it at the top. And now he bought it again after the breakout. And, and he's doing just great. But people don't get that. They don't understand that. If you're sitting there and you're worried about the next trade, if you miss this move and it's just eating at your soul, or you've lost $100,000 this year and it just is eating you up, well, it's because you weren't thinking right to begin with, and you need to throw that garbage out, get it out of there, and adopt and instill what I'm teaching you. And if you do that, you can be extremely successful. I've showed you how it can be done. I showed you with just 2 Bitcoin, okay? And you can do this, all of you, each and every one of you, which, by the way, Jesus, you need to get a chair here. Oh, missed the last question. Let me get what does it say? Okay, how do you deal with positions that go immediately against you with no pullback? having you been trapped that way? Cost average can be easy way to get wrecked. I fear to keep doing it. Wrecked 2 times. Okay. Here's how you do it, Ethan. What I did, because that's what happened to me in this last trade. First of all, I entered it too early. You saw where I entered it. Okay. You saw my fills. And then if you look and see the trade history, you'll see where I bought more. I actually was trading. Now, I wanted to buy more when it broke 10,000. Okay. I wanted to. And if I was, trading my whole equity and not just have the sample account for you guys, I probably would have. Okay. But I deliberately didn't. I said, no, I got to show these guys the right discipline. So even though I wanted to buy more, I didn't. Okay. I didn't buy more because I'd already doubled down too early. And I actually did reach the point where I almost got out, but because I didn't want to wait for the 2-week low, it went down there. But it pushed the 9.5. It was right down there, but it reversed. But I didn't add to it. If I'd added to it, I'd come out like a rose. But it did come back, and then I trimmed, and I got it back up to about 10.2. But then it was after that point that I didn't want it to go back down there, and I didn't want it to take that same additional risk. And so I hope that answers your question. It's basically, had I waited and not doubled down so early, but my key is I doubled down once. I didn't double down again. So you can, I think I have an article on Medium. It's called Goat Stops. And you probably should read that. What it is if you're having a problem where you're taking a position and you're getting stopped out, then what you do is only put maybe a fourth or third or at the most half a position on. Now I put about half on, and then I didn't even put, and then I put it on too soon. And when it broke below 10, I couldn't do anything. But not doing anything was the right move, because what if I was wrong and the thing went and cracked, the 2-week low, and now here we are heading to 7 or 6, in a matter of hours, and that can happen. That can happen, and then you're, now you are stuck. So you just, I did it correctly. I didn't add to it, and that's what you need to do. You can double down, and like I say, if you're having a problem with that, maybe put on a fourth of your position and scale down. And when I put out that recommendation, I said, look, I'm a buyer on a scale down from 10,300 on down, and I didn't give you any parameters. And I knew, that previous week's low was down there too, but I didn't have to. It takes time to write these newsletters. It's not easy because I got to do it on the website. It's not like using Gmail. Okay. It's a lot more difficult than that. So, but I did want to get that out so you could see it. It actually took out the previous week's low from last week, which was another buy. That's where you really should. And I wish I'd have waited. If I'd have waited, and that's a problem too. I tend to jump in too early. If you really have patience and can say, well, you know what? I don't care if it goes down there. I'll trade it. If not, I won't worry about it. And that's hard, because then you can miss a move too. And I anticipated a move, and I was wrong. I wasn't wrong because I didn't add to it. That was the right thing. When it started working my way, I set a different limit, okay? And I stopped myself out at a small loss. Now, had I not be where I'm at now, where I'm working on other things and getting ready to go on vacation, and I was monitoring that market, when we took out that SAR, when we went back down there again, and we had those sequential lines, I'd have jumped right back in, okay? And that was the time to really jump in, and you had no adversity. So that's what you may not get it on your first try. And, the short F, I just got out of a good position and would have never had a chance to get back in. This is a case where, you know what? I did the prudent thing. I exited because I didn't want to suffer, and I would have suffered because I did get out. If you notice where I sold, sold out. The market rallied, but then it dropped even lower, hit that stop and reverse thing, which if I had my position, I would have gotten blown out there. Okay. But by not having a position, had I been awake, I would have jumped right back in and then actually improved my position. So once you see a good trade, you have to be disciplined enough to realize, hey, I may not get it the first time. I might have to take 2 or 3 stabs at this before I get it right. And that's also what I had to do last January. If you remember, I was very much long the market at the Unconfiscatable Conference when we were at 3,500. And I had a very large position. I think I had over 100 Bitcoin, and I only had nothing in there, 2 Bitcoin, not much. No, because I lost 4.5 Bitcoin on that thing. But then I reduced the position because I took that loss and got stopped out. I opened the new account with just 2 Bitcoin. And so I re-entered the market, but it wasn't near as big a position as I had originally intended. But again, that's part of money management. When you lose, you cut back your trading accordingly. And as you're winning now, as I was making money on the reversal, I assumed that the market was going to continue my way. And you will see that I was trimming and did some trades in there trying to reposition myself. Okay. And I was doing it successfully. But when I had that drop, I wasn't expecting. I said, that's enough. This thing's not acting right, which was fine. It's unfortunate, I went to bed and missed the other opportunity to jump right back in there. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to be that flexible to take these little losses and then come back in and get right in the market. Question, do you usually use 2 weeks lows? No, I try. Okay. I try and avoid the 2-week lows and the 2-week highs because that's a lot of action happens there. So I know where they're at. I'm anticipating them, and usually you want to fade it. So if they're running through those stops and hit 2, a lot of times it'll hit that 2-week low, and that'll be the reversal. So it's just the way that I view the market. I don't trade it. I don't trade that market. Again, let me emphasize to you guys, it's really important that you get this. It's really important that you get this. You don't trade the charts. I know it's really hard to get this through your head. You don't trade the chart. You trade your own equity. You trade your account. That's what determines your decision. You don't want the world making the decision for you. Okay. And also prevents you from having stops where everybody else's stops are and getting really crappy filled or not filled at all. But you have to have the discipline, as I did, where I exited completely and took a very small loss, negligible. So that's what I'm working on. And one of the speakers, Victor, how do you pronounce his last name? Vinicola? What's Victor's last? Anyway, one of the speakers, Victor, is an engineer, and we're working on a TD9 system that will measure your equity, because I said, look, nobody's ever done this. I know this is what's needed. I know that, it will be, it's a personal indicator. Nobody else is going to have the same TD9s because it's going to be you. It's not going to be that market. So, okay. Do you ever add to your position as it goes with you? Yes, Roselle. That's I've had articles done on that. Yes, you do, particularly if you're very sure of your position. I will enter a position at a certain point, and I'll I'll scale into it as it breaks. As it starts to work my way, then yes, particularly last February, I did that all the way through. We trimmed, and then if we got the break, we pick picked it back up and added to it. But you need to make sure you build your position correctly, and you want to make it a proper pyramid. Never build an upside down pyramid. You always want to let's say that you start with whatever it is, whatever, just an accounting unit of 10. You don't want to even add another 10. You maybe want to add at the most 9 or 8, and then 7, 6, all the way up to just, okay, then up here you can just kind of have fun with a small amount and trade up here. So you can build a foundation pyramid because you want most of those you don't want it to have your pyramid top heavy. So that's very, very important. And I usually, when I do pyramid, I usually don't go like 10, 9. If you show a perfect pyramid, you'll hold 10 down here, then 9, then 8, then 7. I don't. I'll do maybe I'll get a position, and then I'll do half of that on. At the most, I'll double, but I usually don't. I'll double as it's going against me because I took that into account when I'm entering. But once it goes for me and I'm starting to get out, I will not add. I usually add maybe at the most 2/3 or 3/4 or half of what I have on. And as it keeps, I'll add a little bit more. And as you trim, you can improve your position. If the trimming, sometimes if you trim, it just keeps on going without you. It just keeps, and that's fine. That's why you don't. That's why you trim. That's why you don't dump everything. All right, I think that's it, guys. If you can, check the Twitter account, and if you want, you can retweet that and put say, hey, private. Somebody did that. I don't understand a lot of this technical stuff, but it seems like that'd be a good way to do it. Say, hey, just private message me with your email. I'll be glad to send you the free newsletter. And that way you can do that. And hopefully, I think, you'll be doing people. If you gain from what I'm teaching you, then you know the value, and you'll recognize how different this is. I guarantee you, there's nobody out there that's teaching what I'm teaching here, and the emphasis almost to a T is in reverse. And there's a very good reason for that, and it's because of the marketing. Because people, I talked with Tony, says, yeah, the problem with money management is just not sexy. People don't care about it. I did a poll about dollar cost averaging, and it's kind of like watching paint dry or kissing your sister. It's not very exciting, but you know what? It works. We'll be updating. It's the 15th of the month, so I'll be doing another article on dollar cost averaging. And I'm just going to write, I made how I became a millionaire by just putting my Social Security benefits, collecting them as soon as I could and putting them into Bitcoin. Now, I think it was 2012 when I started. I was 62 and started getting Social Security. I didn't learn about Bitcoin until 2013. But yeah, just figure it out. My benefits are about $1,000 a month. You put that in every month since 2013, you're a Bitcoin millionaire. It's that simple. And I just laugh at these things. People on the radio that are telling people, how to manage this. Hey, you know what? Social Security is worthless. We have a financial disaster that's going to happen, and how we handle this. Bitcoin is going to see us through. It is actually going to save the free world. And that's why it's important that we claim it. And more and more, I think that at least with this generation, people with integrity are in Bitcoin. And the more they understand it, the more that they're developing it. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, my trading got 10 times better after quitting Twitter, by the way. Yeah, well, Twitter's just for fun. I don't have an IRA account, all right? So I got yes, but you can use the same money management techniques on an IRA account. So I was taken care of for 11 years. So I don't have an IRA. I don't need it. And I have really no interest in it because I think they're vulnerable. Okay. All right. That's it. How many people did we have show up? So, well, a lot of people. Okay, we got 24, and we'll probably get another 100 or so. Watch it. This only goes to the link only goes to the members, and I'm going to try and do them at different times because I know this is convenient for us. But we have subscribers all over the world. We have them in Asia. We have them in Europe. We have them in Australia and New Zealand, and so I'll try and vary these. So. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you got something out of it. I really, like I say, I've never had so much fun missing moves because it's the best teaching mechanism I can possibly give you. Had I been successful, all right, with my short Ethereum, okay, I would have looked like a genius, infallible. Had I been successful with this long Bitcoin, I said, wow, Ugly doesn't miss a move. Hey, I miss lots of moves. It doesn't make any difference. It's not a big deal. That's what you got to get in your head. And that's so different from what anybody's teaching you. And like I say, I'm not the best trader, but I will match anybody, but I take more out starting with less than anyone because, it's the technique and it's not the technical. And the technique is money management first, and the technicals are very, very distant third. Trade your equity, and that's what I'm working on. I'm actually working on an indicator now that I'm custom building because I want it for me, and I will make it available to you guys. And we will be selling. The engineers, he's working out the bugs on it now, and but I think it will be a very, very useful tool just as ToneVay's TD indicator. I mean, it's a useful tool. It's not an infallible tool. And it's just one of those things. You saw the tools that I used, and the TD indicator was the last thing I looked at. What I was looking at was that previous week's lows getting penetrated. Good time to buy, low risk. Go ahead and jump in. I don't come out with too many recommendations like that. When I do, you should kind of perk up and listen. I hope some of you got long. I hope you stayed with it. And if you are, now your challenge is going to be, how are you going to play this? How are you going to ride it? Hopefully, as long as this thing continues to go, because this thing could just keep going up. It could make contract highs, go 30, 50, so you don't want to get rid of a core position, okay? Now, if we start really ripping and you see that basis go out to, $1,000 then you might want to be looking to exit. And I will kind of help you on exits, but I will say this, when you have a market move up 50% or more in a week, you want to be looking to get out. And 60% is, what I shoot for, but sometimes 50 is enough. Okay. Yep. Self-control is very, very hard. Believe me, I have parts of my life, it is extremely hard. Trading seems to be easier for me than most. But other areas, man, it's bad. So that's what we work on. And it's one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit is self-control. So that's what we do. Okay, guys, I'm still working on some speakers. If you have registered for the conference and you haven't paid, please do so, because you will get bumped if you're not paid. People that pay are sorry, if you're not, it's limited to 60. Don't pay attention to the website because there's not 40 seats available. There's only 40 total. There's probably maybe 20 left. I think we have one VIP left. Okay. One. Everybody, the VIP is sold, which just amazes me. So if you're coming and if you can come, I guarantee you it will be worth it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Issei is going to, the Goat Lady is going to be planning the entertainment. I'm still working on a couple of
Surprising.
big surprise speakers, and they haven't said no. And particularly one I'm really interested in, and I'm satisfied where it's at, and we're going to, be developing. I want to sell it out, and then I'll actually put together the conference itinerary too. But sign up for it if you're going to come. Don't wait to pay. We need to get. I want to get this cleared up. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll be doing a big Saturday Night Live. I'm going to invite all the speakers. So hopefully we can do one final push. And we will never be doing another one when there's a race, because the boat just fills up. If we do another one, I want to be able to really keep the price way down and try and fill up the ship. And that would be during, an off-season cruise when there's not a race, or not off-season, just not when there's some special event in Sonata. All right. Yeah, I've got a Telegram. I'm on so many Telegram channels. I can't. I got two glasses on. Oh, Eddie's here. When are you going to start your Bitcoin?
Today, I'm a.
Get on here and speak in the speaker. You can't hide behind
the thing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the Telegram today. I started today on.
He's got a point. What is it? 0.001
Yeah.
or point
Something like that.
Anyway, a little over $100. $100 worth of Bitcoin, and
we'll see how it goes.
yeah, he has no clue on how to use BitMEX.
None whatsoever.
He's never used BitMEX. Okay, so he's got to learn all that. I'm going to maybe help him with those. But he's not going to get any special treatment from me. None.
Just because I work for him, it doesn't mean I'm going to get special treatment.
He's going to get no.
It sucks for me.
The only thing that he's going to get is the same newsletters and information you guys get. So hopefully we'll get him,
started
and on the right foot. And I need to get him to the point. And you know what? I might join in. I don't know if I could do it because I can't even think in those terms of $100 to trade 5, but it might be fun. I want to do it on. I'm going to try and open a Deribit account and maybe do something for fun there, because I need to see how I love BitMEX, and I see no reason to change. All the volume is there. All the big
trading project. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
Jesus trading.
Well, it's actually going to be called. What was it? Trading with Jesus.
Yeah, trading with Jesus. Trading Bitcoin with Jesus.
Trading Bitcoin with Jesus.
All
Can't go wrong with Jesus. So, yeah.
So at any rate, we'll do that. And I don't know. I got to maybe start a new website of the ugly.
Get a new shirt.
Ugly old goat. At any rate, yeah. Pretty soon, I'm getting old enough now. I'm looking into to see if I can get some. Designer Depends, with these little bees in orange all over. Designer Depends. I guess I shouldn't have said something, but anyway, I thought that's my old man humor. All right, yes, Jesus, protect us from Hayes's rackets. I don't think he knows who Hayes is, but I'll be writing an article where I have him indicated. You like trading options? No. I don't trade options. Options are made for writing, not for buying. I'm not. Maybe I'll do it. I've done options, but it's kind of a loser's market. You want to be writing the options, and that's where the money is made. So, okay, all right. I will see you guys all later. Why do I have two glasses on? It's part of getting old. Okay. So anyway, it's been a lot of fun. I had fun not missing that move. I really more fun because I was able to write that article and share it with everybody. And I guarantee you'll learn a lot more from me missing a move than if I'd have caught it. Because if I'd have caught it, you'd say, oh, I just need to follow ugly. And no, you don't. And there's really no way you can. You can learn this on your own. And I'm teaching you how it's done. And it's just hard to get it in your head. Technicals are not that important. They're useful. I don't diminish their value, but they're not the key to success. So if you get that in your head, you're on your way. So thanks for tuning in. And I need to get busy. I think my daughter wants to go see Toy Story today if we can. So we'll see. All right. We'll see you later.